Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to IG Nova. Again, combined science. I'll be doing chemistry, bio as usual, and Mr. Mahmoud will be doing physics. معنا ورد May June 24 23 paper 2 variant 3. ورقة كويسة. Let's begin with biology as usual. As usual, trial error and cancellation of wrong options. Don't forget, please. Dash is the ability to detect and reply respond. This is Mesgren, يعني movement, reproduction, sensitivity, and so on. So this is sensitivity part. This is first part of the syllabus for bio, and this is abstract definition. Cilia, Latin English. If you ask any Latin English translator, he will say cilia is hair-like extension or finger-like extension or finger-like projections. Function of cilia أصلا to move mucus. So function of cilia is to move mucus toward the lung. مستحيل. Away from the lung. So option A and C. Location of ciliated cells, trachea, bronchus, bronchiole even. So I need bronchus, trachea together. Bronchus, trachea together. So A. Question 3, plant cell was placed in a solution with lower water potential. يعني plant cell has higher water potential. So net movement, more water movement, يعني net movement, overall movement will occur from the plant to outside. Less water movement, don't forget water occurs or water movement occurs every now and then. That's why we say net movement. There is water movement in all directions. So أصلا we reject A and C from the beginning, so option D. Because water will move out since solution has this water. So exosmosis will occur. Question 4, which small molecule are used to make protein? Protein يعني amino acids. This is fat. Fatty acids monomer or basic unit of fat. Glucose monomer or basic unit of glycogen, of starch, of cellulose even. Cholesterol, same idea of B. Monomer or building unit of fat. In grade 11 inshallah if you continue bio, fat is not a true polymer like in later on inshallah. For simplification in IGCSE we accept this idea. Which substance or substances are used and produced during photosynthesis? Photosynthesis, carbon dioxide plus water to give glucose plus oxygen. So products are oxygen and glucose, so this is easy. B. No technical issues here. Question 6, which process is defined as taking of substance take in يعني N just N just E just يعني release out, digest يعني break down, absorb taken into blood circulation from the small intestine. So option D. Definition. Which change will increase transpiration rate? Check my previous videos. Transpiration is directly related with temperature, wind speed, and blood intensity, and inversely related with humidity. So I need transpiration rate to go up, so humidity please go down, and I need temperature to be high as well. Valves. Two semilunar valves and two atrioventricular valves are shown. Which row describes the function of the valves? Valves to prevent backflow or to allow movement of flow only in one direction. And action of muscles when the blood is pumped out of the heart. Definitely muscles here يعني muscles shaded by or labeled in the diagram يعني ventricles أكيد contract. So C. Why do cells respire? Cells respiration is to release energy. Okay? Utilizing glucose is not related to respiration. You can utilize glucose to build up something without respiring it. Respiring يعني release energy from nutrients such as glucose, either aerobically or anaerobically. Light shines onto a shoot from one side يعني في unequal distribution of oxygen. There is unequal distribution of oxygen. Question كده, light is shown from one side, so after a time what happens? The oxygen will migrate to the shaded side, so shaded side has more oxygen. For paper 4 you have to technique of the MDUE يعني oxygen is made in the shoot tip then oxygen diffuses evenly. sorry, then oxygen will be unequally distributed because of gravity, because of light. Then oxygen by the end will cause elongation. Elongation growth. Don't forget, oxygen causes elongation growth, not division. So which will explain why the shoot bends towards light. As you can see, more oxygen on the side of the shoot near light or away from light. Away from light, definitely, because oxygen will migrate to the shaded side. More cell elongation, أكيد. We said cell elongation occurs on the side away from light again. Okay, so both of them away from light. Which combination of features describe pollen grain and wind pollinated from a wind pollinated flower? Uh, not spiky, not sticky. Not spiky, not sticky. So B. Which type of blood cell is affected by the human immunodeficiency virus على طول lymphocyte or white blood cell. في السيلبس دوت ما فيش lymphocyte أو phagocyte، في بس white blood cell. So white blood cell, and it prevents its formation of antibodies because carrying of oxygen is RBC, which is error, definitely. So option D is okay. I think this last question in bio, some effects that may happen in an ecosystem are listed. Which effects can be caused by deforestation? Deforestation is excessive cutting of trees. Decrease in atmospheric carbon dioxide, mistake. There will be high carbon dioxide concentration due to combustion or due to reduction in photosynthesis. So cancel out one, please, and we accept two. Let me check three. Build up of soil or loss of soil. Common sense, loss of soil. Over to chemistry. NH3, two different atoms, يعني على طول a molecule, a compound or a molecule. So ammonia is a molecule, not an atom, not an element, not an ion because there is no charge here. Ammonium is an ion, like an ammonia is a molecule or a compound. Why we name it molecule? Because simple molecular. A mixture of salt and water, salt water and sand to be filtered. Which statement is okay? Don't forget that salt water is water aqueous, water soluble, and sand is not water soluble. The salt and the sand are trapped by the filter paper. Wrong. Only sand. The salt is dissolved in water and passes through the filter paper. Let me think about it. The sand is soluble in water and passes through the filter paper. Wrong. It will be a residue. The sand is trapped by the filter paper and pure water is obtained. This is correct. This is wrong because no pure water, it will be salt solution. Don't forget that residue is a leftover and filtrate is a solution or liquid that can go through filter paper. So option B. Copper sulfate crystals dissolve in water. Which word describes the role of water? Solvent. Which statement about covalent compounds is correct? Again, I repeat, I prefer using covalent molecule rather than compounds. لكن ما في مشكل. They are formed between metal and non-metal. Wrong. Covalent يعني shared electrons. Again, loss, stick. They are formed when atoms share pair or more of electrons. I accept. They conduct electricity. Never. So option C. Which equation is okay? So magnesium chloride, this is a mistake, should be MgCl2. So this is also wrong. Hydrogen balancing, let me think about this one. 2 Mg and only 1 Mg, this is wrong, so B. Idea of balancing and formula. Concentrated aqueous sodium chloride is electrolyzed. Don't forget, if you don't have copper, cathode will be hydrogen. I'm talking about a solution, not molten. If there is no copper, so cathode will be hydrogen. I mean product. So the equation for the action in the cathode is Na. This is wrong. So one is out. The equation for the reaction at the anode is this one. I accept. So option C. Y3 is wrong. At the positive electrode, which is anode, hydroxide ion, it can't move hydroxide ion. It can't go hydroxide ion or cannot form oxygen because we have concentrated halide. In case of having concentrated halide, the concentrated halide or halogen will evolve. Reaction is endothermic. Let me label the diagram. This is activation energy, minimum energy required for successful collision to occur, or minimum energy possessed by reactants to have successful collision. This is delta H, enthalpy change during the reaction. Which statement is correct? Activation energy is minimum energy to react. Let me think about it. The energy required to break the bonds، يعني الخط ده هو minimum energy أو sorry energy needed to break the bonds in the reactant is less than energy released on making new bonds، يعني الخط ده غلط. If you measure with a ruler, this line is longer than this line. So this is wrong. The activation energy is less than the energy change for the reaction. This is also a mistake. Activation energy is higher than the energy change or delta H. This is activation energy and this is delta H. The final product and a product has less energy than the reactant. This is mistake, other way around. So this is wrong. So accept option A. 21 rate physics graph. سهلة جدا، مش هسيبك، لازم تفهم الجراف زي كده. for IGCSE we don't draw tangent. عارف التانجنت في الاي ليفل بس، لكن هنا بص على الجراف، look at the graph and لو انت قريب من الواي اكسس close to y axis يعني الريت is high، يعني النقطة دي هنا. تمام. so initially from 0 to 1 minute تقريبا هنا. اوكي. ليه؟ لان الجراف كده away from y axis، وبعدين هنا الريت is standstill. اوكي. او الفوليوم is constant. No more gases produced. So option A. Magnesium sulfate is soluble salt which is prepared by reacting magnesium with dilute sulfuric acid. Crystallization. So step 1, react excess dilute sulfuric acid with magnesium. Wrong. We do the opposition. We ensure that all acid react, so we react excess magnesium. React excess sulfuric acid, which is mistake. React dilute sulfuric acid with excess magnesium, except dilute sulfuric acid with excess magnesium, also accept. Why? Step 2, filter to remove the unreacted magnesium. Let me think about it. Heat to evaporate some of the water later on. يعني الخطوة دي correct لكن not now, later on. تمام. To start crystallization to reach saturation point. يعني مش دلوقتي. ها سوسي. تيست فور نايتريت. اول ما تشوف نايتريت على طول الومنيوم فويل والصوديوم هيدروكسيد وانت مغمض. اد ايه الصوديوم هيدروكسيد معايا، الومنيوم فويل معايا، ورم مش محتاج تسخين، واو يعني ورم. then gas will be produced which turns damp red litmus paper blue. So easy. displacement reaction، خلي بالك ان عندك F2، عندك Cl2، عندك Br2، عندك I2. though we don't teach F2 في المنهج لكن خليه معاك في الكونسيدريشن بتاعتك لانه most reactive. خلي بالك في الرياكشن دوت ال above will displace the below. يعني Br2 NaCl، Br2 هيطلع فوق it can't، فوق انزل تحت. wrong. Cl2 هنا will displace I، accept. let me think about it. I2 cannot replace any one of them because it is below all of them. So option B. 25, which statement about the reactivity of metals is or are correct? Sodium is very reactive because its atoms attract electrons very strongly. Mistake. Idea of metal or mentality of metal is to lose electrons مش attract. Aluminum is more reactive than magnesium because aluminum loses or forms 3 plus. لا مالهاش علاقة. ليها علاقة بالبوزيشن بتاعك في البريودك تيبل. how easily you can form positive ion وهكذا. حاجة اسمها ionization energy next year إن شاء الله. Calcium is reactive metal because it forms very strong covalent compound with other elements. مالهاش علاقة. الرياكتيفيتي هنا متعلقة بال loss of electrons and how can it form positive ion. تمام. because magnesium ion has great tendency to form positive ion. أنا معايا دي accept. which substance reduces iron oxide in blast furnace؟ ده reaction رقم 3. Fe2O3 plus CO to give Fe plus CO2. balancing please. حاضر. فreducing agent هنا هو كربون مونوكسيد موجود. كربون مونوكسيد. Which statements describe the molecule with a single fraction يعني refinery gas أو gasoline أو naphtha. They are unsaturated. غلط. they are saturated. we form unsaturated بعدين بالcracking. let me cancel 1. 2 خلاص sorry my bad. 4 خلاص is okay. تمام. so 4 is okay. let me check 2 or 3. they have very different number of carbon atom. لا هم قريبين من بعض في الكربون atom. ف 2 is wrong seems to be wrong. تعال نشوف دي. 3 sorry. they have similar boiling point. ماشي معايا دي. خلاص. they don't have very different number. they have few different مش very different. okay. few differences يعني. physics خلاص. thank you. السلام عليكم. over to you Mr. محمود.